So, Assassin's Creed Mirage, its newest DLC that just came out recently called Valley of Memory, is a free story update that adds roughly around 5, maybe 6 hours of gameplay. It's a prequel chapter where Basim learns that his long lost father might still be alive. Now, it's important for me to clarify that it does not actually contain its story before the whole game begins in terms of the Assassin's Creed Mirage, but instead it kind of happens right before the ending of an Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, this takes him to the ancient city of Alula, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's just the Valley of the Memory, in the 9th century Arabia. Alula is a huge, diverse new region, about as big as Mirage's original Baghdad map. Now, a little less than that, of course. Now, with both lush oasis towns and wide open deserts, Ubisoft even worked with the astrologists to rebuild Alula as it was the Abbasid Empire in the 9th century. Now, as Basim explores, he meets a ruthless band of robbers who terrorizes the valley. Now, you'll have new main quests, such as finding Basim's father, plus lots of side missions and new assassination targets set around landmarks like an old town, a fortress, the Valley of the Stones, and the tomb city of Hegra. Now, this content adds background lore and makes Mirage's story feel richer. Now, on the gameplay side, Valley of Memory also brings major improvements and new features to the base game. For an example, there's now an Ultimate Assassin difficulty and even custom difficulty presets. Parkour and movements are far smoother, you can make free jumps and perform new mobility maneuvers. You can replay any mission with specific challenges like stay undetected, kill only the target, and including do it on a certain amount of time to unlock extra rewards. Several late game gadgets got a power up, like poison blow darts now pierce through the armor, a smoke bombs dissolve bodies, and the noisemaker can now put enemies to sleep properly. These upgrades mean even Mirage's veterans feel more equipped to take on the tougher enemies in Alula. Valley of the Memory also adds a new skill, new outfits, and lots of quality of life fixes. For an example, mission rewards are now tied to Ubisoft's account, and you can cancel a multi-kill streak once started. Now, in short, the update is much more than a handful of new missions. It's like a smaller scale DLC that overhauls aspects of Mirage's gameplay. Now, I want to touch on the positive. The DLC is completely free, that's fantastic, which many players are calling very generous. And for no extra cost, you get a whole new region, story, and give or take about 6+ hours of content. If you enjoyed Mirage's stealth action, Valley of the Memory delivers more of it with an interesting twist. The new area of Alula is stunning and varied. You can wander through the lively marketplace, palm-lined farms, and eventually into the harsh desert canyons. And the story is personal and even emotional. Basim's quest to find family, so it adds depth to his character. Gameplay-wise, the fresh gadgets and a higher difficulty make the challenge rewarding. The mission replay mode and a custom difficulty are nice for the players who want more replay value. In short, it feels like a robust bonus for the fans. Reviewers note that Mirage's support 2 years after release is quite rare. Players on Reddit even praise Ubisoft for, and I quote, doing God's work by giving this pretty much a free content. In many ways, this DLC makes Mirage feel upgraded. Parkour is smoother, missions are more replayable, and you have more tools to play with. But unfortunately, there are some, not so good things, such as cons. So, Valley of Memory is not a massive expansion, like mentioned, about 6 hours of story, and that's pretty much it. But if you were hoping for a multi-chapter saga, it's just relatively short. The content follows the classic Assassin's Creed formula pretty closely, density parkour missions and the desert stealth hunts, so it may not win over players who dislike Mirage's old school style. In fact, some critics say Mirage itself was fun but forgettable, and this DLC mostly just repeats that formula. If you're hoping for major new mechanics or maybe drastic changes, you might be disappointed. Also, I'm not sure if this is considered to be a negative, but I still wanted to mention it. because this also DLC has like that kind of a end game content, such as a challenge, like enemies and traps are tougher now. New or casual players might find it harsh. Oh, one more thing, the DLC also partially funded by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, which raises some eyebrows. Ubisoft insists they kept creative control, but some players might find that background distracts from the experience. Also, I'm not sure if this is an issue that I encountered. I did notice that this game, at least this DLC, has a lot of blur going on, especially when you as a character is running towards some sort of a destination. I tried to turn it off, but I don't know what's going on, but I could not find it in the settings, or it's just maybe I missed it. Now, overall, Valley of Memory, I think it's a positive addition for Mirage's players. It deepens Basim's story and gives plenty of new gameplay to enjoy, especially given that it's free. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, it's basically more of the Mirage that you already have, but it just does that well. If you like the base game stealth missions and very hungry for more content, this DLC will keep you busy with new quests, side activities, and secrets to uncover in Alula. Now, fans have pointed out that it's just a nice standout for Mirage before Ubisoft moves on to the newest titles as well. I think that the Valley of Memory DLC is worthwhile free update for Assassin's Creed Mirage. It adds a gorgeous new region, Alula, a touching new story chapters, and useful gameplay enhancements. Its strengths are in extra content and polish, like think of it as a gift to the fans. The main downside are that it's relatively brief and sticks to the familiar Assassin's Creed formula, but for many players the pros like 3 hours of new missions, improved controls, cool new gadgets completely outweighs the cons. And if you own Mirage, it's definitely worth downloading Valley of Memory and stepping back into the Basim's shoes one more time. Well, at that, do let me know as well down in the comments what did you think about this little of a kind of an unexpected DLC. I genuinely had my wonderful time with this game, and yeah, I even ended up going for that 100% completion in terms of the trophies. Well, I'm in the process of getting that anyway. That, do let me know again down in the comments what you think about this mini sort of a DLC, a free DLC, because there's not much of an issue just to try it out, especially since you may already have the game, so, you know, why not? In that case, I see you guys all later, like and subscribe, and yeah, have a wonderful day.